All right, check it out. It's 2025, my first video of 2025. And you can see I've got slightly blurry background and I've got good sound with my lapel mic and stepping up the production quality of the videos now. So this video is about my course, which is now called the Foundations of Electronic Music Making, and it is not currently available yet because I've closed off the admissions, the entries for the time being. It's just getting the finishing touches, and in about a week or two it'll be available. It's not going to be a 7-month long course. Well, it could be. It's got 7 modules in it, and those modules are composition, sound design, choosing the right bass drum and bass sound, compression, EQ and effects, arrangement and mixing. Those are the main 7 foundations, according to me. There will also be bonus modules being added to it. So you might remember, if you ever saw a video where I was talking about it, it used to be called a 7-month long course because I was releasing the modules month by month. Now they're all available, so you can, when you sign up for the course, you get access to the whole course, lifetime access, and you can do it as fast as you like, maybe in 7 weeks if you have a lot of time, but maybe 7 months if you only have like a few hours a month to work on it. So there is about 30 to 40 hours of video in the course and assignments, and it just brings you through all those foundations, giving you my insights that I've gleaned over the 30 years of how I've been into music. I've been studying, I've been learning from the amount of money I've spent on courses. This is a ridiculous amount. I've really been so hungry for knowledge in many areas, and studied jazz still studying it. It's never ending. Music production, going to mentors, these mentors, that mentors. It's a long list. I felt like a lot of stuff was missing for me all the time. I'm still after the knowledge getting better, but I feel like at this point I gathered so much different information and knowledge and consolidated it myself and used it and made music with it that now I can share it. I've made this course over the last 7 months. I've built this course, these 7 modules, which all grew out of response to an email that I had, this email conversation back and forth with Joel, who was doing the course now, and I was asking him, he was getting into making music, and I was asking him, do you need help with anything? And he said, kind of getting started with music production. And in response to that, I built this course and put a lot of things in there that most music production courses don't have, which I think are unique to me. The approach to composition, for example, the approach to sound design. If anyone's reading the Aphex Twin Disco Pogo book, there's great bits in there about how he approached finding sounds. Like, for example, when he was younger and working in the mines, he'd bring in his portable DAT machine, record tools in the mines, bike pumps. He was really into recording sounds, and he said something really interesting in the book in some interview, which, you take it with a grain of salt, but he said every time he created a batch of sounds for a song and he used those sounds, then he'd wipe them, create new sounds for the next song. That's really interesting because it keeps it fresh all the time. It's like a comedian throwing out all their material and forcing themselves to make better material for the next time. So he's making better sounds. And I've always noticed that in Aphex Tracks. Is like, I've never heard him use this exact bass drum before, or this exact snare or hi-hat. It's a different sound in every track. So before I even read that, I mean, I've probably heard it somewhere, but my approach to sound design was similar to that. I try to use different sounds in every single track. I do reuse them though. I'm not like as dedicated as Aphex is, but the module on sound design in the course is all about making your own sounds. You have to make sounds. You can't just like make sounds with someone else's sounds, you know, buy a sample pack, throw them in. It's not going to be you. Okay, by all means, use sample packs to add crunch or depth or whatever you want to phone recordings of yourself hitting a dustbin. You know, you gotta use the things from different sources, layer them up to make sounds that you think are great. Okay, you might just be happy with just a dustbin lid on your phone mic. That might be enough. Okay, but definitely no just using samples from a sample pack without anything else. Just like, here's my track with samples from a sample pack, or, you know, people who use Splice and just find sounds that someone else made and stick them in a track. It's not impossible that they arrange them in a way that is genius. Maybe some people do that. But my approach to making music, electronic music, is definitely more from the point of view of cooking with ingredients that you make yourself, and then, you know, every way along the line you have to add some of yourself in there, so at the end it's very much you. At the end product that we get has to be very much unique to ourselves, our own sound. That is the focus of my course completely. At every step of the way, to put yourself into your music and end up with something that is completely unique. Thelonious Monk said this, that a genius is someone who is more like himself or herself, more like themselves than anyone else. You know, that when I heard that the other day, and I immediately thought of Aphex Twin. Aphex's music is more like himself. When someone just does something and it's like, well, it's not really like them, it's more that they've allowed their influences just to influence what they decide to do. It's just a chain of decisions. It's like, oh, well, I heard this, make it a bit like that. Oh, I heard that. You try and make it like 4 other things you heard, and it's not really you then. Okay? But of course, you can't avoid all influence. You can't just shut off your ears and never listen to anything. I know some people do try not to listen to things so they don't get influenced. I don't think that's the solution. But when it comes to making your own music, being absolutely rigorous and certain about putting only things you like in. And well, one of my teachers, Donnacha Dennehy, a great composer, he told us that his teacher, I can't remember his name, some German composer or something, he used to tell them, you must compose the music that you do not like yet. That's like a crazy thing to think about, like you don't even like it yourself. You know the way some great music, it takes you many listens and then you start liking it. Maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like you make something, oh, that doesn't sound good. I don't like that. But maybe it is me though, or maybe it is good and I have to stick with it, and you have to find those things that you're going to like eventually. I don't know. Maybe it's that. But anyway, that is a bit of a summary of the course, and let's go. 2025, I'm going to reopen up the course in a couple of weeks. You might see some ads floating around. Oh, if you are yourself, if you are on the course, doing the course, drop a comment. Say how you're finding it. You know, it's great to hear from people in the public arena. That's all for the video. I'll be back maybe with an Aphex analysis. I don't know, something else. If you want an analysis, drop a comment. That's it from me, okay? I'm excited about 2025. It's going to be a great year. Got loads of releases coming out. Like, I'm going to start getting some gigs. Things are happening, man. Jump on board. The course is going to be, it is almost finished. Final tweaks, and it is going to be great. Do it. You know you want to. See you in the next video.